Hey everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and it looks like our hero of the day, which is DJ D-Dar, is actually AFK at the start of this battle. I mean, when you're driving around in a King Tiger, this is a tier 7 American premium heavy tank. I have to say American because it does look distinctly German, but it's a captured Tiger, that's why it's inside the American tech tree. And I just love the Zimmerite paint job that's on this tank, and it looks like the DJ is about ready to start to show you what the King Tiger is all about inside World of Tanks. This Zimmerite layer on top of the Tiger was, I believe, to stop magnetic mines from sticking to the vehicle, and it just looks oh so darn awesome inside World of Tanks. This is something that I absolutely loved about what Wargaming have done over the last few years, is the styles that they've added into the game. But I really don't feel like they've been adding the styles in a way that I would have thought they would have. I really thought that they were going to add styles as a way to stop the pay to win inside the game, to try and charge us maybe, you know, €5 or €10, $10, $5, whatever they want to have as their price point for a way to make the standard tanks in the game look really, really cool. It seems like Wargaming have been using them more as rewards for encouraging you to actually play the game and kind of keeping the whole pay-to-win aspect of the game as alive as it was a couple of years ago. Although I do think that they have sort of been toning down some of the premium tanks recently, and is the King Tiger an example of a vehicle which has been toned down? Well, really, this is taking a Tiger II hull and putting it in as a tier 7 premium vehicle, and I believe this one you get through having a Twitch Prime care package, and I think you have to continue to have Twitch Prime to be able to have this as a rental on your tank. Although, as Wargaming's collaboration with Twitch Prime, or Twitch, with their Prime service, could be coming to an end towards the latter part of this year. We'll have to see if whether you manage to just get to keep it on your account, or whether Wargaming have got other plans for the King Tiger, or whether they're just going to retire it, which I really hope they don't, because it's quite a fun tier 7 premium vehicle to play. So the King Tiger taking tier 8 armor and dropping it down to tier 7. Of course, that's going to work out, right? And it's nothing new. They've been doing that with other premium vehicles inside the game, and they've been doing it with the E75 Captured, or E75 P version, which you would have seen me testing if you were checking out my streams at Gamescom. They haven't actually said what they've got planned for that vehicle yet. We'll have to see. So, of course, while this tank does have the armor of a Tiger II down at tier 7, which means that when you get into a matchup like this, which is not really an outrageous matchup for the vehicle against equal tiered tanks and one tier below, this tank can actually meet tier 5 opponents, a lot like what it was like back in the day when you're in your Tiger II at tier 8 and you were facing sometimes, I think, tier 4 and tier 5 tanks with the old school matchmaking in the game. So while having the armor at that lower tier is just what makes this tank absolutely fantastic to play, it definitely doesn't have the most incredible gun. In fact, the gun on this tank is way worse than the gun on the standard Tiger. It's the same 88mm. It's got decent penetration on its standard rounds of 203 and okay premium rounds at 237. But the rate of fire on this tank is actually really poor. It fires 7 rounds a minute, whereas the Tiger is starting to push closer to 9 rounds a minute. And so your damage per minute on this tank is sub 1,700, which is really not excellent for a tier 7 heavy, but it's by no means terrible. But it definitely falls apart when you try to trade with opponents with decent DPM, or even opponents that will be able to penetrate you. If a King Tiger fights a regular Tiger, and if the Tiger's able to penetrate the King Tiger inside the game, then the regular Tiger's going to win every single time, because it has 200 hit points more, it has way higher damage per minute. And while the King Tiger has all of the armor, it doesn't really matter so much when you're starting to get 200mm of penetration. So, DJ D-Dar has managed to absolutely smite his way through this flank. 2,600 damage, 4 kills, and now got into a position to protect the cap circle against these French light tanks that were harassing it. DJ D-Dar puts in a good shot into the AMX 12T and follows it up by shooting the higher tier French light tank, the AMX 1375, locking the 1375 in place, tracking them for a subsequent 568 damage, and then following it up with a kill shot there as the AMX 1375 was trying to run away. Now DJ D-Dar is going to turn his tank around, although albeit very slowly. And that's because the engine got knocked out by the tier 7 Swedish medium tank, who is now elected to fire high explosive rounds. Don't know what the Leo was kind of going for there. Maybe thought that they could penetrate the King Tiger from behind. Bit of a misplay. A good round there at the start from the Leo, doing 266 damage with the Swedish mid-tier medium tank speciality of high alpha. But then the Leo looks like it is now full panic, thinking, oh dear, well it went well at first, now I've suddenly decided to dab the high explosive key for some reason, and now in full panic as the King Tiger and also a T-150 behind are racing them down. DJ Didar aims at the rear hull there, think going for a tracking shot, but instead it enters the engine, setting the tier 7 Swedish medium tank on fire. And hopefully DJ Didar is going to realize, oh yeah, my repair kit's back off cooldown now. I could actually, get the engine back in gear if I wanted to be able to see how well they could finish off this round. Well, actually, when I say finish off, they've still got a lot of work cut out for them. And even though this has been the King Tiger on the prowl, picking up 4,000 damage and 6 kills already at a top gun, there are still 5 vehicles left on the enemy team that DJ Didar are going to have to deal with if they want to take down this round of World of Tanks. Now this is a very peculiar situation because DJ's team have managed to just go and put pressure on the cap circle. Now that can really work out if it wasn't for the fact that the cap circle on this map is smack in the middle and you are going to end up getting surrounded. The Hellcat puts in a high explosive round. Why is everybody firing HE on the enemy team? It actually does 133 damage to the King Tiger. Now the Hellcat's going to follow it up with yet another round for 77 damage, immobilizing the King Tiger. Maybe that's what the Hellcat was going for. Maybe the Hellcat thought, if I track the King Tiger, then I can get my artillery to follow it up. But it doesn't look like the M44 is on the same wavelength, as the M44 doesn't manage to put a round at Didar's tank. And now, with 12 seconds left until this encounter is going to be capped out, maybe that is what the artillery are actually focusing on. And look at this, Tiger P on the enemy team, a hero, comes down the ridge, resets the cap, but now caught out in the open for DJ Didar, who puts it one round into the side, going to follow it up, but the King Tiger is definitely saving the game for the enemy team. Is this going to high roll? If it does, it's going to take the Tiger P out in a single shot, doesn't manage to, and the Tiger P actually shuts down the OI, further resetting the cap circle before turning their armor towards Didar, but it is definitely not enough. And now, 30 seconds left on the cap. DJ Didar on 7 kills, gunning for a Radley Walters medal if they can secure their 8th kill, and 25 seconds left on the cap, but the Nashorn looks like it interrupts the cap circle, or the artillery on the other hand, and the Panther, finishing off the self-propelled gun of DJ Didar's team, now has free reign, and that really looks like it's going to be a showdown now between a King Tiger and a Panther. The Panther flanking round, now putting pressure on the middle of the map. DJ Didar steadies his aim and aims at the Nashorn on the enemy team, shutting them down in a single shot. A quick look to the right shows that the Panther is on 2 shots, fully engaged with the T-150, and of course Didar is going to go after the Hellcat right in front now. A single shot should do it, picking up a 9th kill for the King Tiger, while the Panther, with support of artillery on the enemy team, now find themselves in a 2 versus 2 scenario. This Panther seemingly not want to engage the T-150 to look after all of their hit points and hoping that the M44 is going to deal with them. The Panther actually decides, okay, enough is enough, got to finish off this tank before the King Tiger gets up behind me. And it is a King Tiger on 9 kills versus a Panther on 5 kills. It's going to be a battle of the top guns, boys and girls. Now, Didar is actually doing some kind of mission right now, Tempered Steel for Heavy Tank 15. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do 12,000 combined, because the King Tiger wasn't really ricocheting much here. But can you believe being on 5,000 damage? Oh my word, the Panther comes right forward, and Didar is unable to clutch a shot into the top of the Panther. But they've got to hurry up. Surely the artillery is going to be bearing down upon them. The Panther fires an armor-piercing composite ridge round right through the front of the Tiger II, then follows it up with an extra shot. The artillery stuns Didar momentarily, puts one more round through the front, and it bounces off the Panther's turret. Oh, this is turning into a disaster for Didar. Surely you have to get forwards and be able to harass the Panther's more squishy hull armor. Didar going for the next shot, bounces, gets stunned. Are you going to use your medkit to heal the stun? Yes, you are, and the Panther puts one through the lower plate, and this is becoming an absolute monster round at the end for the Panther here. Now the Panther crests the ridge to try and find the Tiger's lower plate, putting one round in and now being a one shot on either side. But the Tiger, the King Tiger, reigns supreme, proving that they are the top beast around here, shutting down the Panther even with the support of the enemy's self-propelled gun, and now on 5,582 damage and 10 kills, securing kills against 2/3 of the enemy team, weathering the storm from the enemy artillery. And this is a pretty tense situation. As you can see, Didar decides, well, how am I ever going to find an M44? They haven't been spotted, right? The M44, to all intents and purposes, is camping around at the back of the A0 area, or alternatively could be at the G0 area. If I'd been paying attention when the shells were raining down at Didar and they hadn't been engaged from the Panther, then they could have been able to zero in the position on the M44. Nevertheless, a tank like this, with its poor power-to-weight ratio of exactly 10 horsepower per ton, is not going to be able to go up that slope very quickly to be able to find the self-propelled gun. And so Didar has to just cap out. And remember, on encounters, it takes 3 times as long to be able to cap out as it does when you're playing on a standard battle. And that's because the cap circle is shared between the teams, and we don't want to have fast capping games of World of Tanks. Sometimes I wish that the capping was more like this inside a standard battle, but I don't think really capping is a major concern these days compared to what it used to be, when the maps were a lot more open and a lot more bushy and a lot less corridor maps that we currently have in the game. I really feel like Wargaming removed all of the maps where you could actually manage to cap out and replace them with vehicles, or maps, should I say, of corridor fights. Alright, so the M44. We're not going to have to go and try and look for them anymore, because Didar was pressuring the cap circle. Now DJ has the M44 locked in place. Now the M44 is being a little bit sneaky here, goes forward, spots through the bush, gets spotted, falls back without taking a hit. Because of the alpha damage on this 88mm, that means that Didar is not going to be able to kill them in a single shot. However, Didar has actually loaded a high explosive round here with 44mm of pen, so if it pens, it might be able to take out the M44 in a single shot, but it doesn't. It just splashes over probably the gun of the M44, lowering them to a one-shot, but not finishing them off. Now DJ realizes, well, that high explosive round didn't do much. If we hit them again and it rolls for the same, then it's not going to finish them off, so why not load an armor-piercing round instead, with 240 alpha damage that should be able to finish off the Tier 6 American self-propelled gun in a single shot. So what this means now is that DJ just has to be careful. To the left, to the right, where's the M44? Well, actually, because we can see that the base capture is still blocked, that means the M44 has not left the cap circle. But remember, on an encounter, you can't just cap if somebody else is in the cap circle as well. So right now we have a stalemate. DJ doesn't want to go around the corner in case the M44 splashes them, trying to reverse far enough away to maybe bait the M44 into going through to try and take a swing at DJ right now. So DJ actually decides, why not get hull down? Why not get below a ridgeline? Going to be much harder for the M44 to hit me here. But with 2 minutes left on the game, it looks like DJ realizes that they're going to have a try here. Oh, that was close. The M44 almost just tantalizing DJ right now by swinging his hull in the open momentarily. Now with the sirens going off, 1 minute 50 left on the game, DJ, you're going to have to make a move. There's no longer enough time to cap. He puts his track around the corner to bait the enemy's self-propelled gun, and then decides to reverse. But oh dear, there's a big fat Japanese heavy tank in the way, mate. That's not going to work out. Now with 1 minute and 35 seconds left to take out this M44, this is getting a little bit tense now. 10 kills, can you imagine it? Going for the 11th, 5,700 damage dealt in a tier 7 heavy tank. That's a ludicrous round of World of Tanks. But DJ, you can't let the team down now. The M44 looks like they're going to crest it on top of the ridge, and DJ instead decides to swing to the right to see if they can get a shot into the top of the tier 6 American self-propelled gun. The M44 doesn't want to move, doesn't want to flinch, trying to put the gun over the ridgeline to try and derp a high explosive round over it. And now, with 1 minute left, DJ, you have to make your move. The siren starts bleating. The time is getting pressing now. You've got to make a move, DJ. This is it. The M44 cresting round the ridge. DJ's going to go for it. Going slowly. Just finds a pixel against the M44 and puts one into the top left-hand corner, finishing them off with as little chance for the M44 to engage them as possible. Great kill there, DJ, but did you just want to make this game more suspenseful? I've got a funny feeling that DJ did. Is that what DJ was going for here, boys and girls? AFK at the start of the battle. I don't know why. Maybe to just admire the vehicle. And at the end, making this one pretty tense with that M44 gun bearing down upon them. Whoa, what a classic round of World of Tanks. And I just loved the fact that it was the King Tiger versus the Panther to try and reign supreme. And it looks like DJ won. So an ace tanker here for DJ in the King Tiger. A Pools medal for securing 11 kills against the enemy team. A Steel Wall medal for ricocheting 1,070 damage. Not the most meaty Steel Wall here, but take a look at DJ's impeccable accuracy. 32 hits out of 33 shots fired and 28 of those penetrated. And I didn't see many, if any, premium rounds, so a very meaty profit of 120,000 credits was achieved here. Combine that with a Defender medal for protecting the cap circle and a high caliber for 5,862 damage. This truly was a monster game, but commiserations to the lost Defender on the enemy team and their Panther for just falling short of getting a top gun in this one. One more shot, the lost Defender, and this would have been a very different story altogether. So, DJ Didar, congratulations to you on the monster game in the King Tiger. It's always fun to see one of the reasons why I got into World of Tanks, aka the Tiger and the King Tiger, doing so well inside the game. And thank you so much for uploading your replay on the What Replays website for the community to enjoy. I certainly did. Hopefully all of you did out there as well. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. But if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And if you're watching this video as it's released on Sunday, it's time for another World of Tanks Tech Tree Showcase on twitch.tv/QuickyBaby. And this week, it was definitely very close indeed, with the WZ1321 getting 71 votes and the T124 getting 72 votes. And so it is time to play American Tank Destroyers. So come along right now. I'm going to be playing from Tier 1 up until Tier 10, so you can see if the American Turreted Tank Destroyer tech tree is a line that's interesting to you, or alternatively, if you already have the tanks, maybe come and pick up a few tips and tricks along the way. So I'm really looking forward to seeing as many of you as possible right now on twitch.tv/QuickyBaby. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.